in basketball. And that was intoxicating, to be around people who every time you see them make the problems of the world evaporate, or at least help to do that. Every time you're around them, you feel buoyed and somehow better about yourself and your opportunity. That's what drew me into basketball. It was the idea that if I could meet people like this in Stockport, what might it be like on teams if I got to the holy grail of basketball in America?
You know, one of the things I find fascinating about you is that I know kids can be cruel. They bully, they make remarks, and when you're somebody who is tall, when you're somebody who is black, when you're in a culture like England, when that is not readily acceptable, it can crush you. Why didn't that happen to you?
Because my mother was a Jedi. Because I grew up with this amazing mom who had the ability to warp reality around me, who had the ability that when I came home with my eyes full of tears, she would wrap me up in her arms, and it was the safest place to be in the world. That when I walked with her, the conferred dignity, the conferred status from simply walking around holding this amazing woman's hand made life so much better. She was a deeply respected person, a general practitioner, a family doctor in Stockport. And it was so every part of her, from the kind of, it was the idea that just by touching her, a little bit of her magic wore off. And I watched as she interacted with people. And I mean, the reason that I'm a psychologist now is because I watched her work, and I very clearly saw that it was how she interacted with people, how she spoke to people, how she swept people up in her attention that made the big difference to them, as much as any pill or injection she prescribed.
Did that sense of respect that you got because you played basketball successfully over there, did that give you a sense of equality that maybe you would not have had otherwise?
I don't know if it gave me a sense of equality. I mean, it gave me a sense that there were places and spaces that you could find where you could thrive. That whilst the world might be a bit of a toxic petri dish in places, there were still places you could go and feel nurtured. There were still places you could go and feel like the sun was always shining. And that, for me, was in my home with my sisters and my mother, and most certainly on a basketball court with that team of people who are still my friends to this day.
How did the journey to the United States come about?
With difficulty. Back then, this is pre-email, dating myself somewhat. And so, you know, in order to find out about America, all I knew about America, I learned from Knight Rider and the A-Team. I knew it was a country where a lot of stuff blew up, but people tend to walk away from those accidents. But it was an exciting and vibrant and amazing place to think about going to. But I had to go on a bus trip to London to find the Fulbright Commission had an office there, which had all kinds of information about high schools and colleges in America. And it was before the kind of landslide of foreign athletes coming to America to enhance their careers and their opportunity. So there was no real structure for making it happen. So I found a book that had in it a listing of high schools across America. And I took it home, quite literally stuck a pin in almost every page, and then wrote 3,000 letters to America, 3,000 letters to coaches saying, "Dear coach, insert name here. My name's John Amaechi, and I'm from Stockport, England. I'm 6'9" and black. Can I play on your team?" And I sent them off.
What type of reaction did you get?
Yeah, I imagined I would be inundated because, you know, I thought I was like a unicorn. I thought I was the rarest thing in the world. A massive black guy in the midst of people who were the opposite. I just thought that I must be equally rare everywhere. I obviously didn't know much about America. And so I got 3 replies.